I am interested in this topic because Kautilya as Chanakya is one of the most famous Indian political thinkers. His ideas remain popular to this day in India. He provided valuable basis for economic ideas on foreign trade, taxation, public expenditure, agriculture and industry. Kautilya's Arthashastra. Arthashastra can be classified in two ways. First, as a work throwing light on the state and society at that time in India. Secondly, it is treatise on state and government have universal validity, although Arthashastra means that science and politics and public administration. Kautilya calls it as Niti Shastra or Rajniti Shastra. The Arthashastra text was divided into 15 chapters known as books. Different books deals with different subject matters like polity, economy and society. Kautilya Theory of Arthashastra. It is the theme of Arthashastra. Praja Sukhe Sukham Rajyah Prajanam cha hite hitam Natam Priyam Hitam Rajyah Prajanam tu Priyam Hitam. In the happiness of his subject lies the king's happiness. In their welfare his welfare. He shall not consider as good only that which pleases him, but treat as beneficial to him whatever pleases his subjects. Saptang Theory of State. The Mauryan era of ancient India gave the world a significant treatise, the Arthashastra of Kautilya. It offers deep insights into political statecraft. Kautilya is known as the Indian Machiavelli because of his ruthless and shrewd tactics and policies reflecting an approach to statecraft including welfare. According to Kautilya, the state is the combined form of the seven elements Prakriti or Ang. Prakriti or Ang. Seven elements is first of the elements is Swami, that is the ruler. It is the first and most important element. Swami means the monarch, the king. He should be a native of the soil and born in a noble family. He should be a brave and well learned. Kautilya has given extensive powers to the monarch, but those powers are made for the welfare of them subjects. In the welfare and happiness of his subjects lies his own happiness. Second is Amatya, the minister. It refers to the council of ministers as well as the supporting officials and subordinate staff. They are made for assisting the monarch in day-to-day affairs of the state. Amatya gives suggestions to king, collect taxes, develops new villages and cities, ensures defense of the state and all other tasks as assigned by the king. Third is Janpada, the population. It refers to territory and people of the state. People should be loyal to their king, hard-working, disciplined, religious, ready to fight for their motherland, should pay taxes regularly and happily. Fourth is Durg, the fortified capital. It refers to forts. The state should have sufficient number of forts across its territory at strategic locations for ensuring defense against invasion. Forts should be built near hills, mountains, deserts, dense forests and big water bodies. Next is Kosh. Kosh, the treasury. This means treasury of the state. Finance is lifeblood of any state without which it is almost impossible to run it. It can be increased through taxation and plundering enemy state in war. Next is Dand, the army. It refers to military. The state should have a regular, large, disciplined, and well-trained military. It is crucial for the security of the state. The soldiers should have paid well, and their families should be taken care of in most suitable way. Proper training and equipment should be made available. The king should take care of the soldiers, and the soldiers will be ready to sacrifice even their life for him. And the last is Mitra, Ali, and friend. It refers to friend of the king. The monarch should maintain friendly relationship with traditional friends of his forefathers. Kautilya, however, preferred an ally who is traditional, permanent, disciplined, and enthusiastic, and from whom the possibility of opposition or rebellion is minimum. So, this is the Kautilya mentioned 7 elements of a state. Kautilya separated ethics from politics. The king should have full control over his sense like lust, anger, greed, vanity, haughtiness, and pleasure because they have often brought the downfall of various kingdoms. He therefore advocates the land reform like the king shall provide the orphans, the aged, the infirm, afflicted, helpless women where they are carrying, and also to the children they give birth to. According to Kautilya, the ideal of kingship is he should be a conqueror, powerful army, win over the enemy kings, and employ all fear of treacherous methods to win the war. And Kautilya classify of state or kings in first is Jayan, that is most powerful state or king, second is Nuna, weakest state or king, and third is Sama, state or king of equal strength. The theories by Kautilya. First is position of the king. Kautilya reduced the position of a king to that of the servant of the state, or rather of an drudging slave, Dasya. The king position, but all the same enshrine the radical demand of Hindu constitution from its king to sink his individually into office. With such principle, the king was virtually a constitutional slave. Next is the theory of Danda punishment. Kautilya says Danda is the means of ensuring security and prosperity of the three sciences, namely the second canon Trai, philosophy, Ambhiki, and economics Vana. He seeks this course should constantly be ready to apply danda. Kautilya says that the lawful application of danda ensures the complete happiness of individual. Its unlawful or vicious application causes universal disaffection. Third is Council of Ministers and Amatyas. Kautilya says that matters of state should be discussed by the Council of Ministers. The Arthashastra says when there is an extraordinary matter, the Mantri Parishad should be called together and informed. Next is Principles of State Policy. Kautilya writes about the king that when the king is alert, his servants likewise become alert. Kautilya further writes that the king should perform his work with application, constant exertion. From exertion leads to success as regards the state relief of the people against providential calamities. Kautilya remarks that the king shall show favor like a father to his people when are affected by this vitiation. Kautilya discussed the question of the king keeping at watch over the behavior of his own official as well as those of enemies. Next is foreign policy. Kautilya asked the weak king to take refuge with the still more powerful ruler or else seek shelter in an impregnable fort. Kautilya explains his plan for the alignment of his constituent elements by the analogy of a wheel within the sphere of Prakritis. He says the aggressor shall conceive the king separated from him as the circumference, as those in between as the spokes, and himself as the axle. And last is the theory of government, the kings. Kautilya views on the theory of government, under which he discusses three important subjects: the king, the officials, and the mechanism of administration. The Kautilya remarks that the king makes or mars the constituent elements of the state according as he is properly qualified or not. The theory of Mandala. Kautilya categorized states on the basis of interrelations, that is, Ari Mitra Mitra, the friend of the enemy's friend. Mitra Mitra, the friend of the friend. Ari Mitra, the friend of the enemy. Mitra, the friend of the Vijigishu. Ari, the enemy of Vijigishu. Vijigishu, the aspiring king. Parshnigraha, one who attacks in the rear. Akranda, ally of the rear. Parshnigraha Sna, an ally of the rearward enemy. Akrandrasra, an ally of the rearward ally. Madhyatma, intermediate in different state. And last is Udasina, neutral state. And four primary circles of states is in Mandala theory. Circle 1, Vijigishu, the conqueror, his friend and his friend's friend. Circle 2, Ari, the enemy, his friend and his friend's friends. Circle 3, Madhyama, king, the indifferent king, his friend and his friend's friend. And last is circle 4, Udasina king, the neutral king, his friend and his friend. The total elements of state: 12 kings, 60 elements and 72 elements of state. Yogakshema. Yoga and Kshma were considered the source of excitation and peaceful possession respectively in all human pursuits. The basis of Yogakshema to ensure the moral and material well-being of its citizens. According to Kautilya, the Yogakshema to be attained through dharma, that is varnashma dharma, trivarga, swadharma and morality. Second is danda, power of rule, and last is family as the basic unit of citizens and society. It involved the process of subsistence level and a process of leveling down which socialism postulated. Kautilya lays emphasis on monarchical concentration, administration and decision-making powers and sign regarded as finally resting in the king. So far as the departmental structure is concerned, the director of the administrative department has under him the 5 offices. First is Lekhaka, that is clerk, Rupadska, inspector of coins, Sankhyatka, accountant, Nivigrahaka, in charge of the balance, and last is Uttradhyaska, that is supervisor. So that is the administrative system of Kautilya. The bureaucratic system. Kautilya classified the minister or bureaucrats in 2 sectors. First is the Amatyas, second is the Adhyakas. Diplomatic and espionage system. The 3 types of diplomats, that is Nishristatha or plenipotentiary. Second is Parimitratha with definite instructions for a particular mission, and third is Shashanhara or royal messenger. Its envoys had certain immunities, that not to be killed, freedom of movement within the state, to be allowed passage, and exempted from payment of all ferry and custom duties. Espionage system by external and Abhyantar is internal spies. 5 institutions of espionage. First is Kapatika, Chhatra working under the guise of a fraudulent disciple. Udasthita, a shame ascetic who has fallen from the real duties of asceticism. Third is Grihapatika, a householder spy. Vedhaka, a merchant spy, and last is Tapasa, a spy under the guise of ascetic practicing austerities. 4 types of wandering spies. Sancharaha. First is Satri, classmate spies or spies learning by social intercourse. Second is Tikshana, firebrands of fiery spies. Third is Rasat, poisoners who are very cruel, and last is Bhikshuki, a woman ascetic. So it is the bureaucratic system which Kautilya described. Next is relevance of Kautilya ideas in present Indian society. So good governance and stability are even more applicable in the present democratic system. Social welfare is the main focal point of Kautilya economic motion. His emphasis on ethical standard for public servant and king remain still relevant. Kautilya's ideas on corruption are still relevant in modern ideas, and corruption in public life remain big problem. The Arthashastra provide broad coverage on the overall economy, which it is of much significant to modern time, can be useful to exemplify several contemporary economic thoughts. So Kautilya concept of state is conclude, however, vividity reflected in his description of angas or elements of the state. He did not specifically define the term state, as he was essentially a man of action and not a theorist. The Saptang theory is a vivid manifestation of Kautilya's deeper understanding of not only the political nature of man but also the functioning of his political institution, especially the state. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity to present Kautilya. Thank you so much.